This is Unsportsmanlike.
Well,
You know what's really shitty about them,
I'm
too?
trying, all right?
The really shitty thing about the Raptors is that if you started following them around when I did in the Vince Carter era, you thought, okay, here's the guy that's going to lead the team. They're going to be a team that you can consistently expect like 50 wins from every year. You know, like the Mavericks, the Spurs,
Celtics.
well, Celtics now, but yeah,
the
Lakers. There's just certain teams that always are successful. And you thought, okay, with him. And then he leaves. You're like, oh, God. All right, well, then Bosch comes along, and they have a couple good years. They win 47 games one year, win the division, and then they just slowly decline, even with him there. And now he's gone again. They've been in a consistent rebuild their entire existence. They have never once ever had a set team that had a core that played together for like a 5-year stretch and had success. How do you get behind that? It's like I've been perpetually in a rebuild. It's quite depressing.
It's horrible, but I mean...
At least the Leafs had a portion of time when they were decent. Like in the early 2000s, the late 80 or 1990s, they were good. You know, they went to the conference finals once. That was nice. You know, we don't need championships. Like at least make the playoffs. Come on,
Yeah,
it's a ghost town around Toronto in March and April the last while. It's just depressing.
Oh, it is.
It's actually depressing. The whole community and everybody
Just
around
wants
here,
to see some more hockey.
and it's so much better. People are so much happier in their jobs, in their lives, in their relationships, nicer to their wives and girlfriends when the Leafs are in the playoffs or when the Raptors or they're having success.
You know what the shitty part is? The Jays are the best Toronto franchise right now for the past couple years.
No
And-
kidding. Yeah.
And
If there were 16 teams
Well,
per league, like that make
yeah,
the playoffs,
so
in NBA and NHL,
shitty
they'd be
part
in the
is-
playoffs the
is
last
their-
10 years.
Their shit ass playoff format. Why they insist on keeping it like that, I don't know. But it's archaic and stupid.
I know.
And they should,
162 regular season games to
Oh.
have 2 round. Like, oh man.
it's so stupid.
Only
It's
4
so
teams.
Stupid.
4 teams make the playoffs. What? What? That's insane.
Like what a waste.
How hard is it
What
to
a
make the
waste of
playoffs?
162 games.
Oh my God, that's their argument
when
though,
there's
right? Well, the
162
best
games.
team after all that time is the one that makes it. Yeah, but half the teams in the league have no reason to play in July. Like the Pittsburgh Pirates didn't need to have a season. From opening game, everybody knew there was no chance they were making the playoffs. I mean, the Blue Jays teased a little bit this year. They had a stretch where they were good, but realistically, going into the season, everybody thought they were going to lose 80 to 100 games. So, well, they'll still lose 80 or so, but, like, they had a good season by most accounts, but still had no chance of ever making the playoffs.
Yeah, we'd be like right in the middle of the pack if there was a reformatted.
They'd have been in the playoffs
system.
the last 10 years if
Yeah.
if there was 8 teams per league, like there is in the NBA and the NHL. And think, NBA and NHL, hockey basketball is way more taxing on the body to be playing, like, playoffs, right? Like,
Yeah.
NHL playoffs, one round, guys are just falling apart by the end of it. In baseball, you could have a 4-round playoff, and people aren't going to break down. You
No,
know,
I
maybe
say
shorten the
shorten the
schedule a
season.
little bit, sure.
Of course,
But then all the rules,
it's-
all the records come into question then, because like all the home run totals are kind of redundant now with all the juicing, but still like hit records and like
you've got to evolve. You
That's
know what?
true.
Some things, if you don't want the sport to die,
it
then,
won't die though. It's very popular in the
Oh,
States.
God,
It's frustrating as all hell, but it's not gonna die. But that would make a huge improvement, I think. And think like the Jays, there was so many years where if they had made the playoffs, if there was more teams that made the playoffs, they had like obviously Halliday was a stud, and Burnett for a couple years was really good. They had Lilly, that was good. Like they had enough guys that maybe over the course of a season when they're running 5 guys out, number 4 and 5 were shit, so they're losing those games and they don't make the playoffs. But if you were in a series where you could run 3 guys or 4 guys,
yeah,
they'd have a really good chance to win. Like you see that in sports all the time. 8 seed upset 1 seeds. It's not out of the realm of possibility that the Blue Jays slipping in the 8th seed and the Yankees are number 1 that they beat them. That's possible. They beat them throughout the regular season too.
yeah.
And they haven't been to the playoffs in 17 years. Oh my God. Think about that. That is insane. 17-year playoff drought. People
So-
are going into college this fall who
Have never
were
seen-
born the
Yeah,
last
they've
time the Blue
never
Jays were in the
seen
playoffs.
the
So there's an
Blue Jays in the playoffs.
entire section of the society that has no knowledge of the Blue Jays ever being a winning team. And those are
And
supposed to
look
be
at
the
us.
people buying
Yeah,
tickets
and look
moving
at us,
forward. And they wonder why attendance is
9
down
and
too.
10
Yeah,
when they won
but
the-
you wonder why
the World
attendance is
Series.
down. Why are people, like young people,
Why would they care?
interested?
They play 182 games that don't, or
162.
162 games, and if you lose a stretch of 5 to 10, it doesn't even matter that much in the whole scope of the season. Lose 10 straight in any other sport, and
Your season's over. It's
the
over.
The coaches are being fired.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. You go like the Leafs were 0-7 last year and to start the year and
Never recovered.
no,
And they went,
never
like,
recovered
they
and
didn't
like
win a game until their what?
they were in
11th
Anaheim.
game or something like that.
Yeah, they almost didn't get out of the month of October. Like it was third week of October when they got their first win.
Yeah, like just ridiculous, and it spoiled their entire season. Now the Jays could get to a shitty start, lose 15 straight, and pull it together and come back.
This has been an Unsportsmanlike radio production, and if you didn't like it, then yo.